Hello, welcome to Dry Creek Beekeeping. It has been a week since I installed my hive package, so today I'm going to check on them, just make sure how they're doing, and also make sure that I don't have to do any extra work, precautions, make sure they're not sick, they still have a queen, all that different stuff. Alright, first things first. We're going to want to get rid of the stuff off the top of the hive. That means this, and also the rock. I'm just going to set the rock. Alright, once all that stuff is out of the way, then what you're going to want to do is take your smoker, just because you just do it a couple times, you don't want them to suffocate or anything. And first impressions aren't bad. I mean, there's a bee out here. I've seen them on previous days flying around, which that's good. That means they aren't all dead. If your hive has a ton of bees outside or no bees outside, then that might mean that something worrying is happening with your hive, especially if you just started or it's a really nice day like today. If it's a bad day and you don't see any bees, that makes sense. And if you've had your hive for a while and you see a lot of bees outside, then that also makes sense. So now it's time to big reveal, opening the hive for the first time. You're going to need your smoker for this as well. Alright, so take your hive cover off. Set that off to the side. Use your smoker a little bit, get them out of the way. And then take the inner cover off. Oh boy, this is not good at all. So first things first, this isn't very good. They are making just natural comb formations, which, yeah, that's not good. All right, so I'm just gonna set that down here, and then if you see their heads sticking up, give them a little bit more smoke here. Oh, thank goodness. Finally, a good sign. This is very good. Look at that. In each of these cells, there is an egg, which is very good because that means the queen is alive. Thank goodness. And also, looking at the cells, at the egg pattern, I can see that it's a good egg pattern, meaning that it's not just a laying worker or anything. The queen is truly alive. That is so good. That is so good. Because last year, my hive lost the queen immediately. Alright, so now I'm going to take this. This is like an external frame holder. I'm going to set this frame here. On a day like today where it's slightly cold, you're not going to want to leave the frames of brood out for too long. So that's a good sign. Now, grab the queen cage, and you'll notice there's no more candy in there, and she's gone. And now take your queen cage and just set it off to the side. The bees are starting to get mad at me, so I'm just gonna put a little smoke. They look pretty good. I'm just gonna take a look at a few more frames. I don't like that. Here is something that I don't like to see at all. Look at that. See that? That's a queen cell, or the beginnings of one. And it could have been made prior to the queen escaping, but that's still not something that I want to be seeing right now. So right now I'm kind of just looking for the queen, because after seeing that queen cell, I don't want what happened last year to happen again. So far, I'm not seeing the queen. They are building comb. That's a good sign. The queen's probably going to be towards the middle. I didn't see any eggs on that frame, so she's probably not on it. So I'm still looking for the queen here. However, I am not seeing her yet. They are very, very loud. That means they're very, very mad. Now, be careful during this part, because you don't want the queen to fall to the ground, because she'll never be able to get back up. So right now, I think I'm just going to read the mood of the hive and say, yeah, I'm not going to mess with this anymore. The hive is super mad. I'm not entirely sure why, but they are just buzzing so loudly. So I'm going to take this frame that we took out last week, and I'm going to set it in here as carefully as possible. This frame actually had something really bad happen to it. So there's a big old rainstorm, dropped 1.5 inches of the rain, and yeah, it wasn't good. So put that frame back and take this out. Now with this stuff here, what we're going to want to do is make sure all the bees get off of it. I'm just going to very carefully tap them off. There's not much else I can do. Okay, again, there's a queen cell. You guys see that? Yeah, there's a queen cell here. That's, again, not something I like seeing. So, I snipped all this stuff off, and I put the lid back on the hive, making sure not to crush any bees. So, I'm not entirely sure about this one. I mean, the good news is that the egg patterns are normal to what a queen would lay, and also there aren't any eggs on the most outer frames. So I'm kind of skeptical about it being a laying worker situation, but on the other hand, I couldn't find the queen and the bees are acting highly aggressive. If you're just starting out beekeeping and your hive looks normal, then you'd probably want to check on your hive in 2 weeks after you check it the first time. But for me, just because I'm worried about them, I'm going to check on them in 1 week. And this will stunt their growth a little bit, but I'm worried about them, truly. Well, that's the end of this video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy the content that I'm creating. And if you have any questions regarding beekeeping, make sure to put them in the comments. See ya.